What's up? Dillio coming to you live, representing Dillio T2K, and I'm coming to you with a live stream talking about the next series of videos that's going to be coming up on this channel. I know I've been streaming a while, and I've been kind of away from YouTube and not really uploading videos like I normally do, especially with that remaking series that I've done for a very long time. But you know, since it's being YouTube and it's about going and doing what you love and not waiting for a perfect situation, I'm taking time actually from my lunch break to come live to you right now to tell you about making the Majykbox series of videos I'm going to be doing. For a long time, I've been thinking about how do I find a way to make this practical for you, the viewer, to view the content of how I made the album and stuff like that. You know, it'll be one thing to just sit and just play, oh, I did this track here and I did this track there, and just say, oh yeah, it was cool and do that 18 times for 18 songs. But I don't think that would be practical, and I don't think that would be a good use for you, and I don't think it would even be good for the search engine that is YouTube. So what I wanted to do was to create a series of tutorials that talks about how I produced this last album that I did. You know, how did I make the beats? Why did I select the sounds? What plugins am I using? What techniques am I using? All of that. Getting the music from FL Studio or Maschine. You know, how did I use Maschine? What plugins did I use in Maschine? What plugins did I use in all these other platforms? And how did I get those tracks split out and sent in Studio One, and then using live musicians to play the tracks on Studio One. You know, I don't think I've really even done a Studio One tutorial on my YouTube channel since like forever, so taking the time out to do that is going to be really cool. So I'm going to be talking about how I like to mix my songs. I'm going to be talking about what plugins I use, what recording techniques, what equipment I use, how I integrated live music into the tracks for the Majykbox album. So how to make funk beats, how to make R&B beats, trap soul beats, what synthesizers I use, why did I use that, what sounds. So all that stuff is going to be a series of tutorials, how to mix a song, how to record vocals, how to pitch correct vocals with Melodyne. It's going to be so many videos and tutorials, and it's all going to be broken down into tutorials, which will make it easy for you to use to pick up the techniques, and it'll help you out for your music production, and also help get the word out on my album, maybe expose it to more people that wouldn't normally see it. So this is something I'm very excited about. It's going to be on screen, you know, it's going to be a lot of videos, but I'm going to try my best to break it down into tutorials. I'm even going to break down my songwriting style into tutorials so that you guys can see what I'm thinking and why I designed this song and that song that way and stuff like that, dealing with the harmony, dealing with all of that stuff. So I think it's very important that you know, I do that and create this series of tutorials. So that's what's going on with the Making the Majykbox series. We're going to start with the first song on the album, Slide By Me, which is a funk track, and I produced that in FL Studio, and I used some plugins, but I also had a live bass guitarist, and I think I still got some footage of him recording, and we're going to talk about why I switched over to that. What's up, Lil Saf? How you doing? We're going to talk about why I use that sound and stuff like that, why I didn't use another sound, and also talk about the influences and how checking out using different influences can affect how you make beats from scratch. You know, there's a billion tutorials out there right now how to make trap music and all that stuff, which is great, and I don't hate the style. I just want to do something to differentiate myself. A lot of the leading tutorial guys on YouTube are mainly in the bubble of what's the mainstream stuff, which is the trap stuff, and I guess that works because that's popular right now and stuff like that. But I guess to me, if you want to be a well-rounded music producer, you have to be able to produce other styles. If you want to be a good music producer that can produce music for film and television, say you're doing a song that's, say you're asked to do music and songs for the 80s or something like that, and the scene needs music from the 80s, stuff like that, from the 80s, from the 90s, and how can you get that deal for that show or that movie if all you can do is produce trap music? You know, if all you can produce is one style of music. And the cool thing about this last album is that I produce so many styles of music, so every song that I do, that I still have the files for, that I still working, I'm going to show how to make different style types of beats. So yeah, I will show a little bit. I'll be doing a little bit of pop music. I'll be doing a little bit of EDM, a little bit of trap soul, but a lot of funk and a lot of old school 90s R&B. And I'm going to talk about what sounds I use there and why does it make sense. You know, why does it make sense to use this sound instead of that sound to create the nostalgic effect that my music has in this album versus just sticking to the regular trance, which is trap music and trap soul, which again, I don't hate, but I think that I like to pride myself on finding ways to setting myself different from everyone else. And so while it may be easier to just do trap music and to put that down, but to maybe diversify, stretch your mindset on how to put outside music outside in different genres. So I'm really excited, and I wanted to really break down this album and talk about all the different things and aspects of it and break it down. But I wanted to talk about this album in a way that's practical for you and for me and for the viewer who maybe wants to learn something, because a guy just sitting there talking about, oh yeah, you know, I didn't want to just talk about the album in detail. I wanted to maybe show you guys on screen what's going on and share some techniques with you guys, and hopefully bring some new fresh content to this YouTube channel. And it's going to be a lot of videos because there's a lot of steps to the way that the full songs gets completed. Which brings me to another point. This series of videos is not about just making beats. This series of videos is talking about making a whole album from beginning to end. So we're talking about the concept of the song, producing the track, getting the tracks exported into a DAW, breaking the tracks down, labeling the tracks, organizing the tracks, recording vocals, dubbing vocals, figuring out what the harmony is to the vocals, using top box on the vocals, using voice correction on the vocals, compression, and all that stuff. What's up, Thelonious? How you doing? All kinds of different effects that you can use to produce the album. And then song lyrics. Let's talk about song lyrics. Let's talk about rhyme scheme. Let's talk about content. So there's going to be a lot of tutorials on a lot of aspects of making music, not just making beats. And I believe that'll be a way that I can set myself apart from pretty much a lot of other people who may show you, oh yeah, you can make this trap song, you make it sound like this track. But why? Why make it sound that way? And I'm definitely going to do that, break that down. And it's going to be a bunch of tutorials about it. And the first one is going to be about the first song of the album, Slide By Me. And we're going to go to FL Studio, because that's where I made the beat at. We're going to show you what plugins I used there, what drum sounds I used, and why I did it that way, and how I arranged the song. Song arrangement in FL Studio, that could be a tutorial in itself right there. So that way it could be something worth your guys' while to watch and stuff like that, because I know a lot of producers watch me more than anything else on there, which is great. So, you know, but at the same time, I want to be able to feature my content. You know, I mean, remakes are cool, but I want to focus more on original content, and I have a lot of original content that I can generate from this, and also the equipment that I can do tutorials on that as well. But definitely we're going to talk about using that, and also how to use real hardware synths, getting out of the box, not using the VST plugin, but a real analog synthesizer, and using that to play music on your tracks instead of just relying on the plugins all the time. It's a different experience. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Please leave your questions, comments below. I will be reading them as I finish my lunch break and get back to work. But I just want to let you guys know that's what's coming up. I'm getting ready to do the first video. I might film it tonight, but it's going to be a series of videos coming up, and I definitely hope you guys watch it, because we're going to go through a journey through the whole album, and we're going to break it down into tutorials, and hopefully be something that you guys look at. So feel free to leave your feedback, all that good stuff. And yeah, thank you, Thelonious. I appreciate you letting me know. And we're going to make this fun, make it practical. I know I've done a lot of streaming, but we're going to be switching the format again to get back to one of the cornerstones of this YouTube channel, which is tutorials. So we're going to get back to that, and we're going to mix my cornerstones together. We're going to mix tutorials with my music, with talk box, with experimentation, everything else. You never know, I might throw a curveball inside of it, and you might see me do something completely unrelated to making music on this channel, because there are no rules. There are no rules, and I just want to have fun and get back to the fun of making YouTube videos again, and the practicality of it, and the profitability of it, you know. So that's what's up. Wow, it's 10 minutes already. I'm gonna get off of here. You guys have a good one. Just wanted to share that announcement with you guys, and I will see you later. What's up, EPC Touch Fingers? Thank you for coming by, and I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. All right, peace.